I know, right? All right, we're recording. Going to share my screen. What is this? Hold on. This is last week's. X. Okay. All right, so let's get started with the special coach shout outs. This is my. Why did it stop sharing? We're having difficulties here. Okay, hopefully this works this time. This is my brand new coach. I'm really proud of her. She's really young. I'm supposed to have my team call with her, or our first call tomorrow. I'm not even sure. I think she's like literally like 19 or 20, but she's in college. She's a very busy person, and we've been chatting back and forth for at least 5 months now, I think. And she finally got started. But what I was so like proud of her for, and you'll have coaches like this, and then you'll have coaches that take a while to like get it. And that's totally okay, because I was actually one of those coaches. And I reinvented the Start Here video in my fitness community at the end. I literally showed people how to take their before pictures, because I think it's one of those things where I always get questions like, how do I take my before pictures? Like they know nothing. When people sign up, they know nothing. They're like babies to this. So we have to, the things that come easy to us, they come easy to us because we've had time on that, and we've had so much training from each other, but they're brand new. They know nothing. So we have to teach them. And her caption was so simple. And this is what people love. It's good to have, of course, when you're telling your story, your caption's going to be longer, but I mean, this was so perfect. She has said, so I'm starting my health and fitness journey. I'm super excited just because it'll motivate me. If you guys are ready to start too, I'd be happy to help you get started. It was an invite, straight to the point, right? Okay, I don't know why these squigglies keep covering up people's pictures, but it was not like that when I edited. So anyways, this was Raven's post. Love, love, love this for one thing, because she texted me about it or messaged me or something.
Yeah, we were on Instagram.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And she said something about like her crop top, and I was like, was it on your story? Is that what it was?
Story, and you responded to it and you said non-scale victory. Yeah, and I said I didn't realize that this was one. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
yeah, and then I didn't even have to tell her. She just made that into a post, and I'm like, yes, 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 because that used to, like, my coach used to say things to me all the time, and eventually everything became post worthy for me. And just the fact that Raven said that was post worthy, I couldn't believe that she said post worthy, because I'm like, oh my god, she's getting it, she's getting it. And pretty soon, like once you're on your journey for at least like, oh no, that 6-month range, everything starts to become post worthy. You put on an outfit and you're like, I feel freaking amazing. This is post worthy. You go outside and you feel energized more than ever. That's post worthy. You make a crop top that you never would have done in the past year or 2 years. That's post worthy. You what's some other things? There's so many things that are post worthy. Actually, everything is post worthy in my opinion. I almost have too many ideas now. So, and it used to be really hard for me to come up with ideas. So, anyways, and she made it short and simple, and I love that. And I loved how she hyped it so much and said probably about 3 to 4 years ago was the last time that I would have worn a crop top. Cheers to you. I wanted to shout out this story because what I love so much about Jalen's stories is this. It's not every other day or every 3 days that she literally posts about everything. It's every day. She showed her brand new active wear that she got yesterday from Target. I remember this stuff. If I'm remembering this stuff, everyone else that watches her is glued to her as well. That's the goal. You want people to fall in love with you. What did I write down for that? Yeah, like take time to enjoy your daily posts, start making people fall in love with you, and that's the goal here, because then they will trust you and join you. If you don't share daily about yourself, people don't even know you enough to even want to join you. They don't know you. Like if you think about anything in general or anything in life, like the reason there's certain people on social media that we like to follow is because we want to know about them. Like we go to their page every day to see what they're up to. If you don't have stuff on your stories and posts that people like get to look every day, like they're not going to come back to you. They're not interested anymore. So you got to like fall in love with this, and don't always think about who's watching. Who cares who's watching? Do it for you, make it fun, and stop thinking too much about it. She even showed her daughter in the dishwasher. That's hilarious. You know how many moms relate to that stuff? Yeah, share the messy, share the raw, share it. And another thing I wanted to cap on real quick is that in the beginning, Jaylin was very scared to share her personal life. And this shit is still not her personal life. There's so many things that you can share and not have to share your personal life. I don't even share my personal life. And, you know, yesterday, like when I was in the hospital and stuff, I guess you could call that like personal-ish, but I didn't talk about how I bawled my freaking eyes out at the clinic, when they told me my insurance didn't go through after the fact, after they checked me. And I literally fucking walked out, and I was, they were like that scammed me. I didn't tell people that, like, I just didn't have the energy to. But I mean, I guess that's besides the point, but there's so many things to share that's not like your behind the scenes personal life. Like, you know what I mean? I guess. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, I even feel like I share so much, and there's still so much that no one knows about me. And, you know, and they're never going to know because it's social media, whatever. Welcome new customers and coaches. Stacy, that's actually Raven's mom, which is awesome. And those are my 3 new coaches. Devin, which lives in the same town as me here in Florida, which is so cool. Tip. If you want people to find you, start using like where you, not your address, but, and you don't even have to use your exact town. I either use Winter Haven, which is the town I live in, or Florida. So if you live in Indiana, you could use Greensburg, which Susan lives in Batesville. So you could either use Batesville or Indiana, but she found me through my Winter Haven location on my post. Like, and now she's on my team. So that's super cool. April Success Club boards. So far, I'm saying so far because here it is. What's the freaking date? The 18th. We still have time. And plus, with this discount starting tomorrow, huge. That is freaking huge. I'm so stoked to sign up some more people. I also want to say that Jaylin, this girl reached out to Jaylin that already had Beachbody On Demand and asked if Jaylin could be her coach. So she switched over to Jaylin. So that's awesome. And then lastly, before I tell you just a few things importantly, so tip of the week, I actually came up with this quote on my own the other night at like 8 o'clock, and I wrote it down. So showing up when you feel like it or when it's convenient for you is way harder than showing up daily. If you skip days, it's actually way harder to show up the next day. Way harder. And I even thought about that. Like, I put my own self like in other people's shoes. If I was to like not show up today because I didn't feel like it, because to be honest, I'm not really in the mood, I would literally be like, oh my God, tomorrow's a struggle too. But when you show up every day, the more you show up, the easier it gets and the more confident you get. A lot of people, you know, don't think this way, and then all of a sudden it's been a week and they haven't showed up. It's because it's harder for them to show up, and then they're nervous because people are watching. And you don't realize this, but people literally check to see if you're showing up. You know, there's so many people. I put a reel on yesterday on my story that some other influencer put, because it happens to all influencers. Like, random people watch you. They're literally waiting for you to give up. And if you give up or you don't show up, you just gave them your power. So fuck that. You know, I'm going to show up every day because like when you have a dream, you don't stop. I get really passionate about that, but it's so true. And I don't know if you watch American Idol, but I'm obsessed this year. Does anyone else watch American Idol? You guys don't? So today's post is literally a quote that Katy Perry said last Sunday on American Idol. This is what she said. Nobody can work harder than a woman with a dream. And the moment you stop dreaming, it's over. Trust yourself. And that's my post for today. I wrote that in my journal. As soon as she said that, I'm like, facts, straight facts. So let's stop the share. What's next? Okay, so here's a tip. Have you ever messaged someone? And I'm sure this happened to you guys. So you message someone, right? thank them for following you, ask them why they're following you. You know, are they a coach too, or are they just following for inspo? Whatever you say. If you go back to them in 3 or 4 days, which you should, to follow up with them regardless, and they still haven't read your message, I go to one of their pictures on their Instagram and say, check your inbox, girl, with a bunch of hearts. Because a lot of people, we're influencers, so of course we always check our inbox, but a lot of people aren't ignoring you. They just genuinely don't see your message. So my coach taught me that actually like 4 years ago, and I still do it to this day. And then they always reply back. They're like, oh my God, girl, I didn't even see your message. I'm like, okay, awesome. So if you guys could start doing that, that would actually help you a lot. Like, do you ever have that happen to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot that people haven't read.
Oh yeah, I did. When I was doing my follow-ups this morning, I invited 16 people 3 days ago, right, on Instagram. I only had 3 people that opened my message and even saw it. The other people, I commented on all of those like 13 pictures. So
right.
Yeah, hopefully they read it now. So that's a tip. And then, so tomorrow, since the discounts start, I already have my post kind of written out for it. So I'm super stoked about it. And I already touched on it on my story right before team call. So basically at the end of my post tomorrow, it's probably going to be like a fitness e-post. For the next 72 hours, I have a discount to whoever wants it. My codes, wait, no, I don't need to say that. Hold on. If you've been wanting to join for a while, this is your sign. I'm saying that's their sign. They have a code. So I have that. I'm also going to talk about it on my story because not everyone that reads posts even watches your stories, and people who watch stories typically scroll as fast as they can. So make sure to register for Summit. You guys should have gotten an email for it. It's not till July 13th, but you have to register now, and it's free. It's free since it's virtual this year because of freaking COVID. But it's amazing. You get trainings from top coaches for 3 days, and you get to work out live with the Beachbody trainers, like actually live on Zoom. It's really cool. And lastly, just a couple tips with confidence, and I have them recorded. So, and I know a lot of my new coaches are going to watch. So the first thing is stop checking your likes. I'm actually listening to the book that's called Stop Checking Your Likes, and I love it so much. It's an audio book, but you can get it like paperback, whatever as well. But notifications and story watchers. Like, do you catch yourself doing that daily?
Yes, I check it all the time, and it makes me crazy.
Exhausting, literally, right? Yeah, I think like we can all be guilty. I think, you know, I've had to work so hard because I even wrote down here, it's not easy to get away from this. It's actually something that everyone in the world has a habit of, consciously or like not even trying to. It's like you just pick up your phone every other second, not even for a reason, just to like check your notifications. And I would make that like a goal within yourself to try to get away from that, because that'll lead to burnout. It really did with me. And the more you check those likes and everything, like it just makes you like literally hate social media eventually. Like it just burns you out to where you don't even want to be there anymore. And social media is like a huge part of our job. So setting boundaries is so important with this. I've had to work on this for like the past 3 months. I've really dove deep into turning my phone off around 2 or 3 p.m. And I have to turn it off completely in the other room because I'll still go grab it sometimes and try to turn it on. So it's just making that a priority, honestly. Unfollow people that you compare yourself to and stop flipping through stories. These are all things that lead to burnout. Do all your tasks, like literally take a cute picture, post on your story, and do your personal development before you even reply back to your messages, because that can lead to burnout as well. Like literally fill your cup until it's pouring over before you reply back to people. And I'm getting better at that too. So yeah, that's all. Let me stop this recording.